So I was talking with some girlfriends recently and the topic came up again. Are we single because we haven't found the right person? Or is it because we've built lives that have become really expensive to gamble with? I don't mean expensive in a money way, nor is this a I hate men conversation, but more of a I'm just pro not running the life I worked so hard to build conversation. I'm just a woman with a peaceful little life, a tiny dog, my own bank account, and a pretty good idea of what it costs to let the wrong person in. So let's talk about it while I move through the life that made me realize my peace is not cheap. I have girlfriends around my age who are still very hopeful about love. And then I have the girlfriends who would love to meet the right person, but they are exhausted by the whole process. The apps, the texting, the weird first dates where you're trying to figure out if someone is kind, stable, and emotionally available. I mean, dating can be exhausting. For me, I'm completely off the apps. I have had my fair share of weirdness there. And I am not even exaggerating when I say this. I once had a man ask me on a first date if I still had my period, because apparently, and I quote, "we would make beautiful babies together." Sir, first date? I haven't even finished my drink. And yes, he was Italian and had a beautiful accent. Sorry if I butchered that. So for about half a second, my brain tried to be generous. But no. Absolutely not. My profile clearly said I did not want children. I was 45, in menopause, and thinking more about retirement rather than starting a nursery. Also, I need to say this early because it does matter. My sleep is already a full-time project. So the idea of adding a snoring man, a different mattress preference, and someone who thinks the room should be 74 degrees, I don't know. Love is beautiful, but so is sleep through the night. I know what you're thinking about the coffee. I have an espresso machine that I've been using, and now I'm back using the mocha pot. I used the mocha pot when I went to the bungalow. I decided that I wanted a big cup of coffee, not just like an espresso size, which is kind of what the mocha pot gives you, and also what my espresso machine gives me. I'm just gonna pour water into it, kind of make it like an Americano. And now I have a nice big cup of coffee. I don't have to froth any milk, and I just pour like a little bit of half and half in it. Works perfect. By the way, it is a gorgeous day outside. Look at that. Blue skies, no smoke. It's amazing. Look at the landscaping here. It's getting really nice. Look what I did. I finished them. I'm so excited. I finished the one sock after I got back from the little bungalow on the beach, which was in the last video, and then rapidly came home, or should I say I came home and rapidly finished my second sock. I'm just in love with these socks. My first time ever doing socks, and I'm obsessed, absolutely obsessed with these. But look at this cute little heel flap. I see a couple of my little mistakes, but I like the little toe as well and how that came out. I can't really wear these until winter, and I'm looking for a summery sock, something that has lower on the ankle. So today I'm gonna go to a couple of yarn stores and see what yarn I can find to make a cute sock, and one that's maybe not as colorful as this, kind of more simple. So one color for the whole body of the sock and maybe a different color for the toe or for the cuff. Another knitting project that I'm working on is this blanket, which I've never knitted a blanket before, but this is pretty easy. It's just a knit purl back and forth, but it's gonna be striped, and it has I think 20 different color combinations. This one, the section is the brown and the lime, and this is the green and the brown, but I'm doing them on magic needle with the loop. So you can have all of your work on just 2 sets of needles. Pretty easy to work around. It took me a little bit to get used to it. It's coming along really well. I've been doing that since I finished the socks. But I did find, I'm so bad about this. I think it's a yarn over. Do you see that little hole? Do you guys ever get those little holes? And I didn't drop a stitch. If I look down the ladder here, there's not a dropped stitch or a dropped loop at all. I think it's a yarn over. If you've had that happen, let me know. How do you prevent that? My morning routine is not some calm little life I accidentally stumbled into. I built it piece by piece. After my marriage ended in my early 30s, and then later after my engagement to a different man ended in my early 40s, I think I got very familiar with what it feels like to be in a relationship and still not feel settled. I'm not going to go into all of that because we do not need a full relationship documentary before breakfast here. But let's just say that I know what it feels like to be lonely next to someone. That is a very specific kind of lonely. So when people act like being single is automatically the sad option, I always think, okay, but compared to what? Because this little morning, it's not sad. It's peaceful, and that matters to me. And listen, this does not mean a man can never be in the room. I'm not guarding my coffee with a sword. I don't need to be alone every second of the morning, and I don't need every morning to look exactly like this. I can absolutely be talked into a sunrise walk, coffee out, a spontaneous trip, or some random idea that sounds fun. But on normal days, the slower start matters to me. And being with a man who understands that, who maybe has his own quiet time too, would actually be lovely. We could be in the same room, doing our own little routines, not needing to fill every bit of space with talking. I think that would feel really good. Someone who understands that my journal and my meditation, my coffee and the slower morning routine are part of how I set up my day to feel peaceful. It's not me pulling away, it's me coming back to myself before the world gets loud. And I'm not single because I refuse to share my life. That's not it at all. I'm single because I'm more honest now about what sharing my life would need to feel like. I think I'm gonna have to start a binder for all of my different knitting instructions because I keep printing all of these things out and I just kind of fold them and lay them around, but I want to reference them later. Maybe that's something else I'll get today, is like a binder for all of these instructions. So the one that I'm printing out right now is from Summer Lee Designs. I love her stuff. So I have her book, The Sock Project. You can find her on YouTube. What I'm printing out right now is something completely different. She doesn't actually have it in the book, but it's the shorter cuff, but it's color work. I'm gonna get that today. I'm doing this cinnamon colored one over here, but I'm not going to necessarily do it in those colors. She does some of her color work socks on these tiny, tiny little needles. When I say tiny, not the size 1, size 2, but the loop. She does a magic loop on everything. So some say this is better to use because you don't get that ladder effect, which you can kind of see here on mine. Now I still have to block these, which I'm going to do later, probably today or tomorrow. So this is a 40-inch loop on here, and then the size 1 needles. This is what I knitted these on. I'm going to try it and see. Apparently with the color work, it creates like less of a problem, not only for the ladder, but also when you're changing the colors and having to carry that yarn behind. So now that this is all printed, aren't those cute? I especially love this green one and this pinky colored one. I need to figure out what colors I want here and how much of the yarn so that I can pick that up today too. One thing I really like about being single is how many tiny decisions I don't have to negotiate anymore. That probably sounds small until you've lived the other way. I can clean when I want or not clean when I want, and I think that's part of what peace means to me now. It's not just candles and soft music and making a cup of tea. It's the absence of being constantly questioned in your own life. It's running errands without having to provide a full itinerary. It's not explaining why I want to stop at the yarn store when I already have yarn at home. First of all, that's rude. And second of all, completely irrelevant. You know what I mean, ladies. I know a lot of women my age talk about this too. Dating can feel like unpaid research. And I'm not saying that in a bitter way. I know good men exist. I know healthy relationships exist. I know women who have found really beautiful love later in life, and I absolutely love that for them. I really do. But I also know that partnership is not automatically an upgrade. It has to actually be better than the life I already have, to share our lives and build upon something to make it even more beautiful than it already is. And that's the part that I think people miss. At this age, a lot of us are not competing with another man. We're competing with our own peace. And peace, that's very hard to beat. And this next statement is quite unfortunate. I think some women get called picky when really they are just experienced and aren't willing to give up that peace and calm in their life. Look at you. The pillow's completely misshapen. Let me lift the pillow. No, you can't. What are you doing? You can't get on the pillow. Okay, come on. Good girl. And I don't think that my standards are outrageous. I'm not looking for some fantasy man. I'm looking for a kind, emotionally steady adult who can communicate, take care of his own life, and not make everything harder than it needs to be. Someone who does not admire my independence at first and then resent it later, because I have unfortunately experienced that. Not with every man, I know it's not every man, but enough that I pay attention to it now. Some men like an independent woman when it means she is confident and interesting and has her own money, but then later, that same independence can become a problem. Because it also means that I have opinions, I have boundaries, I have a career, I can say no, I can support myself, and I can leave. And I think that can be uncomfortable for someone who liked the idea of independence more than the reality of it. Which brings me to the bank account. I will never share one again. I say that calmly, but there is no part of me that needs to workshop this decision. Shared goals? Sure. Shared plans? Absolutely love it. Shared budget? Maybe, if everyone behaves. But one big account where money becomes blurry and suddenly I'm asking why we need a new electronic gadget when I'm over here comparing the price of cottage cheese? No. I worked too hard for my own safety. I worked too hard to understand my own money. I worked too hard to build a life where I can pay bills, make my own choices, live comfortably, and not feel financially tangled up in someone else's decisions. That, my friends, is peace. All right, I'm headed out to go do some shopping, yarn shopping that is, and maybe get some lunch, but I have to show you my cute little outfit. Of course, it's from Quince. Thank you so much, Quince, for sponsoring this video. So first things first, my white European linen shirt. I love the shirt. I think I have it like in 4 different colors. So lightweight. I'm not gonna lie, whenever I get my order from Quince, I get so giddy about it because everything that I wear from them, it just fits so well. And I hate shopping. You've heard me say that before. These relaxed fit jeans, they just fit perfectly. Now, let me tell you, I have a hard time finding jeans always because 5'2", curvy, bigger butt, smaller waist, but Quince, I never have an issue. You can buy petite, regular, tall on there. Curvy girls, they got our sizes too. The material for Quince is just like, oh, it's so amazing. I love that they use 100% Mongolian cashmere, 100% silk, 100% cotton, European linen, Italian leather. Like when you get their items, it's just good quality and it lasts for so long. This is so cute. Now this is my everyday bag, and the crossbody bag fits my Quince wallet and has a place to actually put keys, your phone, 2 little compartments in there. The strap actually converts so you can make it shorter or longer, which is a huge plus. I like mine to be a little bit longer so it kind of fits me at the hip. They go straight to the manufacturer and cut out the middleman so they can also give us really good prices. And the last thing that I want to show you is my cute little shoes. I love these shoes. These are my cute Mary Jane shoes. The color, if you're interested, is called Oxblood. It's so neutral still that it goes with so many things. It's just very, very classic. And if you're ready to try Quince for yourself, make sure you click the link in my description, or you can click the QR code here on the screen. They also offer 365 days of free shipping and return, so you can try it out, make sure that you like it. And by using my Quince link, you are helping my channel out to continue to provide free content. So thank you so much, Quince, for sponsoring this video. All right, it's time to go shopping for some yarn. I'm so excited to get out. It's a beautiful day outside. Miss Georgie, poor girl, you're gonna have to stay here, baby. I'm sorry. After all of this big life analysis, I went to Panera Bread for sustenance because a woman needs lunch before yarn shopping and errands. These are just facts. I got a tuna sandwich with some tomato and lettuce on sourdough and an iced tea, and honestly, a good tuna sandwich on sourdough does not get enough credit. It is one of my favorites. I just went and checked my mail. I've had this weird thing happen with the June mailing. It's only been about maybe 6 or 7 out of 700 plus envelopes that were sent out. I've received these back. The issue is that I go to contact the person who I mailed it to say, hey, I got this back. It says return to sender, not deliverable as addressed, unable to forward. But the address that they have is correct when I verify it with them. And I've mailed them envelopes to that address in the past and they've received them. Okay, well that was interesting. They basically said it's their machine. The machine kicked it out for some reason. The envelope that I just showed you, she's actually resending it again. And then she re-stamped it, this big red stamp over the postage. Thankfully, I'm not out postage or another envelope. Stacy, I won't say your last name. You live in California. We already talked via email. You're the one that it's happened to. Look at all this beautiful color here. Decisions. You like them both? Yes. I love all of them. I could really go wild in here. I think these are the colors. So this will be the scalloped sock. This will be one other sock. And then for grins, I could do this one as a scallop also maybe, and another sock potentially. $150 later. I'll have like probably 6 to 8 pairs of socks out of all of this. But it's a fun hobby. I just love my purchases. I'm excited. I can't wait to put it together. I just love knitting. I mean, I know that buying all that is kind of costly. It's fun and you're making something and it's relaxing, and it's 3:45 now. I feel like a nap. I definitely need more sleep. I looked at my Apple Watch, the sleep app, and it said that I only got 5 hours of sleep. It's not enough, guys. Not enough. I hear someone. Here's the Georgie. Come on, baby. Come on. I don't see you. Come here. Georgie, come here. Where'd you go? Look at her. You can see her in the mirror. What are you doing, Georgie? Hi, baby. Hi. Oh, what you doing? What you doing? Hi, sweetheart. Mama loves you. Look at that face. Those pretty eyes. Here you go, potty. Let's go. There she goes. What are you doing? What? Come here, Georgie, come. Come here. You excited? You wanna go outside? He's excited. He going for a walk? Go, Georgie, go. Georgie. Okay, so I'm still testing the strawberry basil soda fizz for the July Mail Club recipe card. The recipe is close, but I'm still playing with it a little bit more lime, a little bit more basil, or maybe a little bit less, and enough strawberry that it actually tastes like strawberry, but not so sweet that it feels like a dessert in a glass, because I really do not want to deal with all the sugar. This is usually the part people don't see about the Mail Club, with the little adjustments and the notes and the second or third version of the recipe, because the first one was fine, but it wasn't quite right. I love this part of a Mail Club. I know it feels like a small thing, but I like knowing that a recipe started here in my kitchen will eventually land in someone else's summer afternoon when they get my little envelope in their mailbox. Cheers, everyone. This is my strawberry basil soda fizz. Oh my gosh, that is so refreshing. I actually included this in the July Mail Club as one of the recipes because it's so flavorful. It does have sugar in it, but I cut the sugar a little bit and then also add some stevia. It's so tasty and refreshing, especially on these hot summer days that we've been having. Do you want your doggy? Get it, Georgie, get it. Good girl, you got it. You got it. You're a good girl, yes you are. So tonight I'm making a simple dinner of Greek chicken, quinoa, and veggies. It's very simple, under 30 minutes, which is my preferred level of effort. And cooking for one doesn't bother me most of the time, especially when I can freeze in my super cubes and have leftovers. But I'll be honest, this is also where I can feel that little ache of being single, because yes, it would be nice to have someone in the kitchen, especially if they know how to cook too. Someone to stand there and talk about nothing while dinner comes together. I really do miss that. And I miss the ordinary parts of having a person. Dinner, it's very Mediterranean. Have a zucchini, squash, chicken thighs with some feta, some hummus on the side, some Kalamata olives, which I baked inside with the chicken. There was also artichoke juice, which had olive oil and the artichoke juice from it that I poured over the chicken, which makes it extra special. And then of course the chicken thighs with the Greek seasoning and quinoa. It's very healthy. Oh, I forgot. I also have my sprouts on here that I made myself. I love putting chicken and the olives together with the hummus in one bite. It's so good. We're not going to start the socks tonight. I'm a little too tired for that. I need to pay attention to what the instructions say, and this is a little bit mindless right here. I think I'm going to watch a little TV. So by the way, have you guys seen Silo on Apple TV? It's amazing. If you haven't seen it, I just love it. It's a sci-fi kind of almost mystery. You're wondering like, where is this going? And they still haven't gotten there, and the new season has started. So I just watched the first episode of the new season. I started watching a show on Netflix called Sweet Magnolias. It's 5 seasons long and it's cute. It reminds me of like the Hallmark Channel a little bit. And sometimes the little sayings, they go a little overboard with trying to make it very Southern and saying all of the Southern sayings. I'm from the South, so I can say that. It's kind of goofy. It's like mindless stuff in the background that I can just have on while I'm knitting. The thing about knitting too, like if you're not a knitter or a crocheter, doing fiber arts is very therapeutic for the brain. And there's actually some studies out right now that state that it can help with decreasing anxiety, But also, there's some studies saying that it might actually be beneficial to prevent Alzheimer's and dementia. Got my hodgepodge of breakfast this morning. I've got grapefruit, oatmeal with a little bit of pecans and chia seeds, and then a scrambled egg. Today is actually a pajama day. I'm gonna knit all day. Well, not all day. I've got some work to do too. But I'm gonna do it in my pajamas because I don't really plan on going anywhere except to take Georgie out throughout the day, and I'll change clothes then. Back to espresso this morning. Grapefruit is one of my very favorite things. I love it so much I even have a grapefruit spoon. So it's serrated on the sides. If you've ever eaten grapefruit with a regular spoon, you know what I'm talking about. It's hard to do. See, it comes out perfectly. So today is Saturday, and it's the day that I release videos typically. Well, right now we're doing 2 videos a month, but today is video release day. And I release it at 7:30 in the morning. So this is what I do. I sit here on my couch. I have a computer in the office, but I'm still trying to have my slow morning a little bit and also be in the comments with you guys so that I can answer your questions and just hang out with you all. So I'm finally getting around to blocking my newly knitted socks, which basically just means giving them a little soak in some wool wash and letting the stitches settle into place. I also picked the colors for my next pair of ankle socks, so I brought out the yarn umbrella and the ball winder to turn the skein into a cake of yarn. I don't know why this is so satisfying, but it really is. Although the first time I ever used the ball winder, I didn't tighten it down enough and the yarn went flying. Oops. And so let's hope I don't repeat that mistake here. So I'm curious, for those of you who actually do the ball winding yourself, what do you do with all of your yarn to organize it and make sure that you have the label that shows the weight of the yarn and what it's made of and how much is actually in it? I've been putting them in these plastic bags, which it does its job. I'm just curious if there's like a better way or a simpler way. I mean, this is pretty darn simple, but got a lot of plastic bags around everywhere. Also, the other thing that's good for the plastic bags is it doesn't allow dust. Let's go check on the socks that are in the water and then we can actually block them. I got the medium sock blockers. Hope this turns out well. We're gonna go in like this, like we're wearing the sock. There we go, there's one. Can put the sock blockers in this to dry. I started my socks using the tiny needles, circular needles. It's awful. It is so cramped. My knuckle right here hurts. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I thought like, okay, I'm gonna get several rows into it. I'll get used to it, but my hands hurt already just from those 2. And I'm like, nope, I don't think so. I'm just gonna go back to the long magic loop. So I'm gonna end up ripping this whole thing out. What I was hoping to do with this is prevent those ladders that go down the side of the sock. On another note, look at this cute girl. She needs some loving. Yes, she's my baby girl. She is such a little snuggler. She loves to snuggle and get pets, don't you? I know I love you. For lunch, I've got cottage cheese, my salad, kind of like what I made yesterday with the sprouts that I grow, artichoke, feta, tomato, Kamado olives. Did I say artichoke? Yeah. And a few croutons, and then toasted, stripping cheese, ham and cheese sandwich. When I'm done with this, I actually need to go cut some paper for the mail club to make sure that I have enough to start printing soon, because July is almost ready to go and I gotta start putting all the envelopes together. So by the way, if you haven't joined my mail club yet, I'd love to have you. It's just a really fun little thing to get like some happy mail in the mail, not have bills all the time, and you actually get a letter from me, some art. I love these little prompt cards that I put together that give you ideas on how to live a little bit slower and live a little bit more intentionally. So things like what I did, here, like just picking up some yarn and knitting. It just feels so good to me. Or having a morning routine. And there's just like all kinds of different ideas that I know I've implemented in my life and tried out, and things that I think that maybe you guys might enjoy too. The July Mail Club is closed. August is open. If you want to join, click on that link in the description box of this video. It's called the Story Post Mail Club. Right now we have just a little over 700 people in the Mail Club as of July, and I enjoy putting them together. It's just, I don't know, it takes all my passions with storytelling, with doing art, and also inspiring and motivating people to live a little bit more differently than maybe you haven't thought of before, or maybe you have and you just didn't know how to do it.
Georgie, you like your cut his teeth? I love how she gets up on my leg.
Did you hear how I just said my leg? My southern accent is coming out. I think it's because I've been watching that show Sweet Magnolias, and their accent is so thick. I did grow up in Texas. I didn't think I really had much of an accent, or else I lost it, one or the other. All right, well, I transitioned back to the 40-inch circular needles, and it's so much better. I've only gotten a couple of rows, I guess 3 rows now, of the cuff. I think I'm gonna go make a coffee now. It's afternoon coffee time. I love days like this. Yeah, it's just nice. I love just sitting here, like, have a little movie playing in the background and knitting and having coffee and playing with Georgie, and that is my day. It's no wonder I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. Because I just love doing this. Oh, it's okay though. I'm happy, you know? This is really like happy times for me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not like a man hater or against having a relationship. And if someone was here, like, we would share our lives and it would still be fine. I'd still be sitting here knitting and doing my thing, and they would be doing their thing, and we would just be doing it together. So not a big deal. Georgie, what you doing? I think she likes to be next to me like this. So I moved her blankie over here so she can lay up here on the pillow behind me. She's so sweet. She's a little love girl. What do you think, Georgie? Are you my little love girl? Need to clear this space so that I can actually use it to cook. But I wanted to show you my socks really quick. They are fully blocked and dry. Still have that ladder, didn't come out, but it's okay. It's my first pair of socks. I'm still proud of them, and I will wear them happily in the wintertime. So today's dinner is, I would call it a deconstructed crustless pizza, lasagna style. I don't know. I've never made anything like this before. All the ingredients are what would go into a pizza and kind of lasagna, which is why I have the cottage cheese. So I'm gonna layer most everything, I think. We'll see how this turns out. I buy Rayo's because it doesn't have any sugar in it. Like I said, I've never made this before, so forgive the messiness of it all. I feel like I haven't made a lasagna in forever, so I don't know, like, which one should I layer first? But you know what? It's all gonna go in your mouth and taste yummy. Mozzarella, some Parmesan, some onion. This is why I call it kind of pizza, because I'm not cooking the vegetables, but this is gonna go inside the oven. The vegetables may be a little bit al dente here in the middle. Who knows? We'll find out together. I like lots of pepper. Cause it's yummy. This looks so yummy. Black olives, because I love black olives. One of my friends was just telling me yesterday that she does not like black olives. And I'm like, oh, how can you not like black olives? They are tasty. There she is, my friends. In the oven she goes. How long should I cook it? Not sure. Maybe 30 minutes? 25 minutes? I'll keep watching it and see. Just till it's done. Everything in there is cooked except the vegetables, but we want it to come out like a lasagna pizza where everything's bubbly and the cheese is like a little bit brown on the top. So on the sock, I'm just gonna remind you which one I'm actually knitting. So I'm doing this one right here. So leg, ankle, heel, and the foot is all gonna be in one color, and then the toe will be a different one. I just actually started on the heel flap. This color, oh my gosh, it is so beautiful, guys. I love this color. I hope it comes across on screen like the way that it really is. So I just started the heel flap, which you can see right here. She's pretty though. I'm so excited. I love, love, love this color. The food is cooking. I'm going to knit for a little bit. I feel like I could just sit here and knit all day, which I kind of have. Except for, you know, just a little bit of stuff that I've done around the house. Honestly, it's really not that hard. I thought it was going to be hard at first because when I first learned how to knit, there was a friend of mine that was knitting socks and she did it on the double point needles and it just looked like a holy mess to me. I was like, no, that's just too much. And maybe it's not, but I love this magic loop method. And oh, by the way, I figured out, look. I'm so excited. No laddering. I figured it out. Of course, I watched YouTube videos to figure it out, but there's no laddering. The laddering was, if you remember that line that went down the sides, when you turn, so it's kind of this back and forth. So you do one needle here, then you turn it and you do the other needle. I'm knitting in the round on magic loop, but these things are so long, it kind of looks weird. So usually what happens is right here where you go to join this side and this side, you'll get this little laddering effect where it could be really tight or really loose. It's so easy, so easy. I'm just thrilled that I found it. So yeah, it's coming out really nicely. And look at the little cuff for the ankle. So these are gonna be little short socks. I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys are really interested. Are you interested in my knitting at all? I mean, I know I've been showing it, but maybe you are, maybe you're not. I don't know. Let me know if you are. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's gonna be the back side of the ankle. Oh shoot. I lost the camera. Whoa, okay. That right here is gonna be the back of the heel. So then it'll curve around once I do the gusset. Ooh, it's very juicy. I might have used too much pasta sauce. That's what I get when I just wing it. That's okay though. I'm sure it'll all taste good. That was really tasty actually. Okay, so next time, for sure, less pasta sauce. I do miss parts of partnership. I miss having someone who knows the tiny details of my life and to have meaningful conversations. Someone who knows which mug I reach for. Someone who understands why Georgie is so special to me. Someone to laugh with when the day gets weird. Someone who adores the goofy introvert that I can be. And someone to touch. I don't just mean sex, I mean actual intimacy. A hand on your back in the kitchen, sitting close on the couch, holding hands through the park. Being known in those small everyday ways that do not need a big explanation. I really miss that sometimes. I'm not pretending that I don't, but missing something does not mean I'm willing to accept the wrong version of it. That part took me a long time to understand. I think the younger me wanted to be chosen. I just think I used to believe that if someone chose me, that meant that I was okay, that I was lovable, that I was on track, and that I hadn't somehow missed the thing everyone else seemed to understand. And because of that, I think I worked a little too hard for love at different points in my life. Maybe I explained too much, I bent too much. I tried to make things work long after my body and mind already knew it wasn't right for me. I don't want that now. Of course, I want love to feel mutual. Of course, I want someone to choose me. But I also want to keep choosing myself inside of it all. Not at the expense of the mornings I've built, the peace in my home, the work I'm proud of, the money I've learned to manage, and the routines that make life feel like mine. I don't know, so maybe that's the difference. Younger me wanted to be chosen. Current me wants a love that still recognizes myself. So maybe I'll be single forever. Maybe I won't. I don't know, but I'm not building my life around being rescued, picked, completed, or approved of. And yes, I know love can be beautiful. I know it can be warm and funny and steady. I know it can make the ordinary parts of life feel softer. I'm not pretending that I don't want that. I do. But this life I've built is beautiful too. That matters a lot to me now. So if someone comes into my life someday, I hope that he adds to that. I hope he brings warmth. I hope he brings laughter. I hope he makes the ordinary parts feel even better with ease. More of that feeling where ordinary life becomes even sweeter because someone good is beside you. Not because I need saving, not because this life is missing something, but because the right kind of love would know how to meet me here. And I think that's what feels different to me now, because I'm not against love. I'm just no longer willing to lose myself to have it. And that's a lesson that I've learned along the way.